Hello everyone, today we're going to be working on a burn away Pokeball cake. We're going to start out with three 8-inch chocolate cake layers filled with vanilla buttercream, and then we are going to carve them down into a half sphere, and this will be the bottom half of our Pokeball. These burn away cakes have become the new viral cake trend, and after making the burn away heart cake, I wanted to see what else we could do with this. So I'm just experimenting now with this cake to see if we could do a standing up vertical burn away, and if it burns away into fondant, it will go out the same way that it does whenever it burns away into buttercream. I'm giving it a nice thick coat of chocolate ganache all over the outside of the bottom half of our sphere. This will help it keep its shape whenever we flip it over. Once I have it nice and smooth, I'm just cutting away the very top of the dome to give it a flat surface for whenever we flip it over. I'm flipping our cake onto a clean cake board and then smoothing out the top. We'll put that in the fridge to set up while we work on the top of our Pokeball. For the top of the Pokeball, I'm going to be using an 8-inch foam dome that I got from Michael's, and I'm covering the outside in red fondant. Once I have my red fondant smooth, I'm just going to flip it over and cover the inside in black fondant. I apologize, I did miss recording the part where I did cut out the half circle on the front. I just used a circle cutter to about the size that I want the white disc that's going to go on the front of the Pokeball. Now I'm just going to use the same circle cutter I used earlier to cut out a circle of black and fill that in. I'm pressing a wooden dowel into the back of the Pokeball in an angle, and I'm using some hot glue to secure it. This is what's going to hold the Pokeball top up in the bottom of our cake. Using the same circle cutter, I'm going to use that to help me cut out a half circle of cake from the front of the bottom of our Pokeball. Then, using ganache, I'm going to fill it in and smooth it out. It's time to cover the bottom of our Pokeball in white fondant, so I'm just flipping it over onto a piece of parchment paper and filling in the circle with black before I cover it in white. Before I flip it back over, I'm just going to cut out a circle of white fondant from where it's going to set on the board and add some chocolate ganache. Now I'm covering the top of our cake in black fondant. Now that the cake is covered, it's time to add the top of our Pokeball. I'm pushing the dowel in at an angle so it goes towards the center of the cake so it doesn't end up sticking through the side. If I ever make this cake again, I think I'd definitely add some extra supports. I did underestimate how heavy the top would be once we added the fondant. Now I'm just going to add some finishing details before we add our images. As you can see, I have a figurine of Charizard in the back of the Pokeball. I did originally have an idea of having an image of Charmander that would burn away to a figurine of Charizard. In the end, I realized that was not going to work, so you will see that I ended up changing and we ended up adding an image behind instead. Now I'm just adding some green buttercream grass to the board at the bottom of the Pokeball. This is just to add some color and contrast instead of it being white on white. Before I add my image of Charizard, I do put a balloon light in the back of the top of the Pokeball. This will just make the image look brighter with the light shining through the lightest colors. I'm adding black buttercream to the edge of the images and then smoothing it out to hide any seams. Charizard is printed on edible icing sheets, and then we're going to print out an image of Charmander on rice paper. Rice paper is more flammable than our edible icing sheets, so as long as there's about an inch to an inch and a half gap between the images, our back image should not catch on fire. Now I'm just covering our seams again in our black buttercream. There it is, all finished. Now it's time to light it. I'm so happy with how it turned out. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe.